Hello viewers, I'm your host Uzma Jafri with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin with Bangladesh, where scores of people have died in mudslides triggered by excessive rainfall, and the toll is rapidly rising. The depression formed in the Bay of Bengal has also disrupted the normal life in Indian states. We have a report.
Three hilly districts in southeast Bangladesh, Rangamati, Chittagong and Bandarban, have been affected by incessant rains. However, Rangamati is the worst hit, with over 100 killed in this district alone. At least 5,000 homes have been destroyed and many more stand vulnerable to the rains in the district dominated by tribals. Surrounded by hills, the beautiful landscape of Rangamati was destroyed within hours. People have been forced to leave their homes and take refuge in the government shelters or in higher places. Densely populated Bangladesh is battered by storms, floods and landslides every monsoon. However, this year's mudslides are the worst disaster that the country has seen in years. The rains come shortly after the strong cyclonic storm Mora wreaked havoc, damaging tens of thousands of homes in the country's southeast. Similar scenes were witnessed in the Indian states bordering Bangladesh and in several others where heavy rains have crippled normal life. People in the states of Assam, Manipur and Andhra Pradesh are among the worst hit in India. Residents were forced to wade through waist-high waters to travel small distances, while those who were required to travel long distances were left stranded.
अभी कल से यहाँ लगातार बारिश हो रही है और जिसके चलते अभी सुबह तक भी ठीक था, इतना ज्यादा नहीं लगा हुआ था, लेकिन इस समय टोटल पानी कलेक्ट होके ये हाल हो गया है कि इस समय अब अंदर जाने पे तो ये समझ लीजिए कि इससे भी ऊपर पूरा डूब जा रहा है। सभी लोग यहाँ भीग रहे हैं, रिक्शा विक्सा भी जो है आधा डूब जा रहा है। उधर रोड पे भी ये हालत हो गई है कि वहाँ भी ट्रांसपोर्ट पूरा बंद हो गया है। जो भी यहाँ सिटी की बसें चलती हैं वो सब बंद हो चुकी हैं। तो जो भी लोग आने जाने में वाले हैं सब लोग फंसे हुए हैं। जहाँ जहाँ ऐसी वाटर लॉगिंग हुई है वहाँ सब लोग फंसे हुए हैं। बीच में ये जो नाला है उसमें पानी चल रहा है, वहाँ जो है उसमें पानी ट्रांसफर किया जा रहा है, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा राहत नहीं ही है। अब जब तक बारिश थोड़ी रुकती नहीं है और ये थोड़ा टाइम में पास होगा वहां से, तब तक थोड़ी राहत नहीं मिलेगी।
As per IMD's latest forecast, India is likely to receive higher monsoon rainfall than previously forecast. The monsoon is the lifeblood for India's farm-dependent $2 trillion economy, and nearly two-thirds of the country's 1.3 billion people depend on agriculture for a living. However, excessive rains often cause many problems such as floods, crop destruction, landslides and waterborne disease.
Rescue and relief operations in Bangladesh are gradually bringing the situation under control, while in India there's a constant fear amongst the farmers as continuous rains can spoil their crop and produce. Moving on, we now talk about the Baloch people who are victims of atrocities committed by Pakistan's secret agencies and military. A large number of Balochs who have migrated across the border due to army operation are also being targeted. We have this special report.
An amateur video shot by a victim reveals a sad state of affairs the Bukti refugees are being subjected to by Pakistan's intelligence agencies. The houses of Baloch refugees living in Spin Boldak area of Afghanistan were allegedly bombarded by Pakistan-backed terrorists. Houses were destroyed and 3 people, including 2 children, were killed and many were injured in the attack. A large number of people from Pakistan's Balochistan province have migrated to Afghanistan and living in refugee camps near the international boundary.
This is not the first time that the Pakistani secret agencies have attacked the Bukti refugees living in Afghanistan. Around 10,000 Bukti Baloch refugees have migrated from Balochistan after the start of military operation and the assassination of Baloch leader Shaykh Nawab Akbar Bukti in 2006. The Bukti refugees living in Afghanistan are without any help from any NGO or the international community.
In Balochistan, Pakistan's largest and resource-rich province, people are suffering at the hands of the state and non-state actors. A large number of people are getting abducted and they're tortured in custody. Many of them are killed and their mutilated bodies are found in isolated places. In many areas, including Dera Bukti, an army operation is ongoing in which many women and children are being killed.
लोगों को उठाया जा रहा है, उनको टॉर्चर किया जा रहा है। ऐसे ऐसे हमें डेथ बॉडीज़ मिले हैं कि उनको ड्रिल करके उनको मारा गया, ड्रिल किया है उन लोगों को। लोगों के गुर्दे, दिल, सब जो पार्ट्स हैं बॉडी के, उनको निकाला जा रहा है। कोई अपने लोगों के साथ इस तरह कर सकता है? नहीं सर, कभी नहीं कर सकता। हम शुरू से पाकिस्तान के अंदर थे ही नहीं। पाकिस्तान ने हम पे जबरी कब्ज़ा किया पहले दिन से, और आज तक वो अपने जबर से हमें अपने अंदर ले रहा है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होगा। बलोच अपनी आज़ादी की जंग शुरू से लड़ती आ रही है और आगे भी इंशाल्लाह जारी रखेगी, एक डेमोक्रेटिक और पॉलिटिकल तरीके से। और मुझे नहीं लगता कि हम पाकिस्तानी हैं और ना कि हमारा पाकिस्तान से कोई ताल्लुक़ है।
Many Baloch political activists who have migrated to Europe, UK and the United States have been protesting, seeking an international intervention to end Pakistan's cruel operation in Balochistan. They have even approached the United Nations to send a fact-finding team to Balochistan to expose severe human rights violations going on there.
In an estimate, over 16,000 Baloch are missing and their families have no clue of their whereabouts. To know more about the situation, we are now joined by Sher Mohammad Bukti, the spokesperson of Baloch Republican Party in Geneva. Mr. Bukti, what kind of fear prevails among the people of Balochistan as they've been facing atrocities by state-run agencies?
देखिए, वहाँ डेली बेसिस पे लोगों को इस तरह डराया धमकाया जाता है। एक ज़हनी तौर पर एक समझें कि एक जंग का समय है। लोगों को ज़हनी तौर पे उनको इस तरह मफलूज किया जाता है, उनको डराया धमकाया जाता है, उनके फैमिलीज़ को उठा के उनको ब्लैकमेल किया जाता है कि अगर आप ये आपके फैमिली हैं, अगर आप जो है ना राइट्स की बात कहेंगे तो हम आपके फैमिलीज़ को या तो मार देंगे या इनको टॉर्चर करेंगे। इस तरह उनको ब्लैकमेल करते हैं, उनके फैमिलीज़ को उठा के लोगों को ब्लैकमेल करते हैं कि जी आप राइट्स की कोई बात ना कहें। तो इसी तरह रोज़ाना की बुनियाद पे ऐसा दिन कोई नहीं गुज़रता कि किसी घर में नहीं घुसते हैं, कोई फैमिली नहीं उठाते हैं। तो इस तरह का इन्होंने ये एक वार शुरू किया हुआ है ज़हनी तौर पर लोगों को, उनको उनके ज़हनी दबाव में डाल के उनको जो है ना राइट्स की बात कहने से उनको हटाया जाए, ताकि वो इस तरह की बातें, उसके घनौनी हरकतों को एक्सपोज न करें। पाकिस्तान के आर्मी के जो घनौनी हरकत हैं उनको एक्सपोज न करें, डर जाएं, उनको एक डर का माहौल करते हैं उनके लिए।
Balochs have been raising the issue at several international platforms. What is your demand?
जी, हम तो यही चाहते हैं, शुरू दिन से हम ये कह रहे हैं, ये पाकिस्तान पूरे दुनिया के लिए थ्रेट है, ना कि बलोच कौम के लिए है। ये देर ना करें, क्योंकि कल को ऐसा ना हो इसकी जो शैतानी हरकत हैं पूरे दुनिया को तहस नहस कर दें। हम चाहते हैं कि इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी, यूएनओ, जो लोग हैं वो वहाँ जाएं, हकीकत देखें। ऐसा नहीं है जो हम कहते हैं वो बिल्कुल एक्यूरेट ठीक है, सही है, लेकिन वो लोग वहाँ जाएं, हकीकत देखें, हकीकत क्या है, उन चीज़ों को समझें, फाइंड एंड फैक्ट कमेटी वहाँ भेजें और वहाँ चेक करें कि वहाँ क्या जुल्म और ज़्यादतियाँ हो रही हैं। तो यही हमारी डिमांड है।
Thank you, Mr. Bukti. Moving on, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President are scheduled to meet this month after Indian External Affairs Ministry confirmed the itinerary of PM's visit to Washington, D.C. This is going to be Modi's 5th visit to the United States overall and first since President Donald Trump assumed office in January this year. There are lots of issues lying on the table which are likely to be discussed when the two leaders meet. We have a report.
Leaders of the two largest democracies, Narendra Modi and Donald Trump, will meet this month to discuss and enhance bilateral economic and defense ties between the two nations. The meeting comes in line with the growing consolidation of the relations between the two nations. It is expected that the camaraderie and bilateral ties between the two countries, which blossomed in the last decade during the Obama administration, are set to receive a new impetus with the visit. MOUs in the field of trade and defense are likely to be signed with India, being a hotspot for business and investment-friendly market.
I think the challenge for Prime Minister Modi would be, at one level, I think a certain degree of clarity from President Trump about the H-1B visa issue, the Indian IT industry, information technology. And I personally do not think that the climate change issue, or what President Trump had said, where he identified India as getting unjustified or unfair advantage, is not a substantive issue. Because my reading again is that he said it in a domestic political context as to why he was leaving the climate change agreement. For Prime Minister Modi, I think the most substantive part is to get the commitment from President Trump about the technological assistance that India is seeking from from the developed world, for clean energy.
US-India trade has grown sixfold since 2000, from $19 billion to $115 billion in 2016, and now both countries intend to achieve trade of $500 billion in next few years, with India emerging as a significant buyer of the US arms. US has also been backing India's bid for the permanent membership in United Nations Security Council and entry into nuclear supplier group. Apart from the business and trade, both India and the US are likely to discuss the menace of terrorism and the measures to combat it, with India hopeful of US taking strong action against the Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. The meeting is being termed as crucial, as these leaders were already scheduled to meet at the platform of the G20 summit slated next month.
This visit will be closely observed by the world leaders and strategists. To talk more on this, we are now joined by Ms. Priyanka Singh, who is close observer of the Indo-US ties. Ms. Priyanka, both leaders are meeting for the first time. How significant is this visit going to be for India and for the United States?
I think this visit is going to be very significant in the sense that the two leaders, of course, they are meeting for the first time. One-to-one meeting between them, and the fact that President Trump has also come to power in January this year, and our Prime Minister is somewhere in the middle of his term. Of course, they are kind of standing on a different plank of time. One is kind of just resumed power, and the other one has been there in power for some 3 years now. But of course, the common thing in both the leadership is that they have come on a promise of change and some kind of transformation in the overall policies of both these states. I think that is the background, and in that background, the meeting of the two leaders is going to be extremely very significant.
Both countries are committed to fighting growing terrorism. Do you think some major steps could be taken in fighting it?
I think Indo-US terror cooperation on terror, for that matter, it goes back to 2000 when the joint working group was formed. But as you know that not much progress could be made after that for a very long time, and it was I think if you talk about the joint terror cooperation between the two countries, visible signs of it was when we kind of really cooperated with each other in the aftermath of the 2008 Mumbai attack, for that matter. So the US agencies and the Indian agencies, they were kind of working in close cooperation with each other to kind of really deal with the aftermath of the attack on Mumbai, because as you know, a lot of American citizens were also killed in that attack.
Thank you, Ms. Priyanka. Moving on to Nepal. It is proving to be a Herculean task for newly elected Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba to hold the second phase of local elections after Madheshis launched a massive protest against the government. After extensive talks with the Madhesi leaders, the ruling coalition has come up with a solution by postponing the elections in one province by a few months. But the decision has not been welcomed by all stakeholders.
This backlash comes after the newly elected Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba told the Parliament that it was not possible to amend the Constitution because of the time constraints and the lack of political consensus. Madhesh-based political parties in Birganj held protests against the Nepal government's decision of conducting the second phase of local elections without amending the Constitution. Madheshis have decided to boycott the elections and vowed to disrupt any political rally or event associated with the polls.
जहाँ भी वो लोग आएगा कोई कार्यक्रम करने के लिए शक्ति लगा करके उस कार्यक्रम को साथ छोड़ देना है, कुछ करने नहीं देना है। या एमएलए हो, नेपाली कांग्रेस हो या माओवादी हो, जिसका भी कार्यक्रम होगा, जहाँ भी कार्यक्रम होगा, कार्यक्रम को भी छोड़ देंगे और यहाँ से भगा देंगे।
Madheshis have been demanding constitutional amendment addressing their issues of redemarcation of the geographical boundaries and their better representation in the Assembly since it was promulgated in 2015. Earlier, Prime Minister Deuba had summoned the party leaders for talks in the hope of bringing the agitating parties on board and ending uncertainty over the second phase of local elections slated for June 28. However, the leaders of the Rashtriya Janata Party, an amalgamation of 6 Madheshi parties and a major stakeholder in the Terai region, insisted that at least some of their demands should be met if they are to participate.
जान चाहने पार्टी हो किनभने यसमा 6टा पार्टी मिलेर एकीकृत भएको पार्टी हो। 6टी पार्टी कहिले पनि निर्वाचन बहिष्कार गरेको, निर्वाचन हुन नदिएको पार्टीहरू होइन, तर बाध्य पारेर हामीलाई निर्वाचनबाट अलग गर्न खोजियो भने मधेसमा निर्वाचन हुँदैन, तर त्यसको हामीले के भन्छ महँगो मूल्य चुकाउनु पर्ने त पक्कै पनि हुन्छ।
The RJP are demanding release of protesters lodged in jails and declaration of martyrdom for those killed in protests along with monetary relief for their kin. But the government has denied, stating that things will move as per the course of law. However, after the multiple rounds of discussions with the agitating parties and consulting the leaders of Madhesh, government has shown some flexibility and has decided to postpone the second round of elections in the province number 2 by a few months.
The main opposition party, CPN-UML, has accused the government for deferring local level elections of province number 2 and termed it as an act of promotion of secession in the region. We are now joined by Gunaraj Lewintel, a political analyst from Kathmandu. Mr. Lewintel, what threats do you see ahead of the second phase of local polls as Madhesh-based parties are constantly protesting?
We are pretty clear that why we couldn't hold our election at a time in entire region because there are underlining issues in Madhesh which we couldn't solve in the time being. So these Madhesh based, because of these Madhesh issues, again they are not fully satisfied with their with the government's commitment to solve them. That is why government again decided to hold another round of election. It means we are holding local level election in 3 rounds, 3 phase. But again we can see the threat in Madhesh because Madheshi-based political parties are still unsatisfied by the government commitments, and their issues and demands and their difficulties are still there. In that sense, again we will face the same challenges what we had before.
Moving on to Afghanistan, a war-torn country ravaged by civil war which has still some stories of hope and victories to tell. Today we bring you a story of Malek Mohammad, a man who has defied all odds to emerge a champion. Take a look.
Thrice a week, double amputee Malek Mohammad climbs into his car and drives to a swimming pool in Kabul to practice. The 25-year-old, one of Afghanistan's 5 para-swimmers in the national team, is putting his heart and soul in training to participate in Mexico City 2017 World Para-Swimming Championships, scheduled to be held in September.
نیاز نیست که مثلا 4 بار بگیرم یا 4 بار ببازم. برای ما می افتخار است که 2 پای قطع است، من میتونم که بازی کنم، در حال خود احساس راحت کنم.
Malek stepped on a landmine when he was 11 while gathering firewood in a vacant lot in Kabul and lost both his legs. After a US government official arranged for him to be treated in California, he was fitted with prosthetics. Malek never gave in to hardships life threw at him and he started learning swimming. Though his dream of competing in the Olympics were dashed when he failed to make the cut for the 2012 Summer Games in London, Malek didn't lose hope and intensified his training. He believes he will represent his country this time.
I hope I selected there to present my country because others, I mean disabled people, the amputee community are looking on me and they are waiting to bring some good result for them, good medal.
His family is confident that he will bring laurels to his nation.
بسیار با خوارش کمک میکنه، به بیادرش کمک میکنه، در حساب ورزش، در حساب قلم، در حساب علم و دانش خوش هستم. هیچ غم ندارم حالا.
Life of Malek Mohammad has not been a fairy tale, but vagaries of life have failed to dampen his spirit. These horrible memories of past no more haunt Malek, and now he just aspires to accomplish his dream of winning the World Para-Swimming Championship.
Malek Mohammad is not just a hero for his family, but an inspiration for the entire humanity. Now let's talk about India's Kolkata city, where people thronged the iconic Salt Lake to witness the second annual All India Dragon Boat Festival. The gala, which is an important festival for Chinese community living in the city, also attracted the locals living in the area. Have a look.
The people of Chinese origin have been living in Kolkata city for over 200 years. For the first time, they gathered to celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival held under the aegis of India-China Association for Culture, Welfare and Development along with the Chinese community. People were excited to see the real dragon boats during the festival.
As you can see, the boats has come all the way from China. This was the first time that the boat race has took place in Kolkata or in India, and it was a real dragon boats. It was really fun. It was really good to see having make Kolkata having a history of the dragon boat race with the world, and so yes, it was really interesting.
The traditional Chinese dragon dances by a group of school children marked the beginning of the festival. Beautifully designed dragon head-shaped boats, traditional Chinese drums and incense sticks were seen in the festival. The Chinese Consul General Ma Zanwu also attended the event.
I feel very excited, and Calcutta is indeed a fantastic city, a unique city in the whole of India, because for the first time ever in the history of India, we have the real dragon boats in here, and they have just having this dragon boat race. This is the first time ever in India, and everyone is excited, and me too.
Soon it was the moment for which all had been waiting for, the boat race. The festival marks the death anniversary of Chinese poet Ku Yuan, who committed suicide by drowning himself, and making of his followers raced in their boats to save him or at least retrieve his body. People from different age groups participated in the race, while the crowd, which had mix of both Indian and Chinese origin locals, cheered from the galleries.
The bond of friendship between Indian and Chinese people are going more stronger, and between the countries also. India and China is coming very closer.
The city of Kolkata has always been a unique place in many ways, one of them being the presence of a large Chinese population living mostly in the Chinatown area. Such festivals strengthen their bond with the locals.
India is a land of hospitality where people of all origins live with equal dignity. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.